Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Dylan Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In this video, what we're going to be discussing is if you watched the Detroit Lions versus the Dallas Cowboys game, you would have seen the Detroit Lions get absolutely hosed by the referees against the Dallas Cowboys. They scored a touchdown with about 30 seconds left to go in the game. They went 20-19. They decided to go for two. Going for two, they decided to do a little trick play. Off the lineman leaked out, caught the football. They got the play called back for an illegal touching when in what the Detroit Lions are saying is that they said for the offensive lineman to go up to the referee, mark himself as an eligible receiver. He did that in the video. You saw it. He did it. I'll put it on the screen. You see he's up there talking to the ref. But then right after he catches the ball to go for 2 points and they should be winning the game now, the referee comes out and says illegal touching. He was not eligible when clearly the Lions said he was the eligible guy. So basically this kind of started like an uproar with the entire NFL talking about this play, saying that the referees, they should be punished. They need to get out of there. The referees are constantly ruining the game. And I've said it multiple times throughout the months and years of watching football in my lifetime. Refs ruin games. And luckily enough, this time the refs actually were punished. We'll talk about that more in this video. So without further ado, in this video, we're kind of going to go through, talk about the play that happened. We're going to talk about what the refs were thinking in that play. We're going to talk about what happened from the Detroit Lions point of view, the offensive lineman, the head coach, the quarterback, and everything that went down to know, did the Detroit Lions do the right thing? And is this completely on the refs? Because in some ways, the referees and like people within the National Football League are trying to defend these referees. But then at the same breath, they literally, like I said, they punish the referee. So clearly they know the refs got this wrong. So like I said, we're going to kind of go through and just break it all down. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. If you're going to enjoy today's video, as always, make sure you go and drop a like. It'd be very much appreciated if you do so. And without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so as you can see on screen, I'll put it up there for you guys to see. You guys can basically watch the play in total. You see right there, Dan Skipper was on the other side of the offensive line. He is supposed to be the ineligible receiver. And then number 68 was Taylor Decker. He was supposed to be the one that was eligible. He goes out, he catches the football. And in that moment, everybody, like I said, is thinking, oh my God, the Detroit Lions, they just got it. 30 seconds to go, they should be able to win this game. But of course, this bozo, Brad Allen, decides to say, like I said, illegal touching when it would be one thing if it was another referee, not the umpire, that maybe made a mistake. This is the umpire, the guy who's supposed to be the head official for this game. He has the players, and I'll put it on screen. You see the players all walk up. You have Penei Sewell, Taylor Decker, and Dan Skipper all walk up to this Brad Allen umpire, and I don't know what else would they be up there talking to him for? Like, I understand maybe quarterbacks going up to a referee, they're kind of talking about some of the rules, maybe talking about a play. Receivers, maybe they're going up to him and be like, hey man, this guy's holding on me. With an offensive lineman, they don't really talk to referees that much. Like, other than them going up to the referee in that moment and just being like, hey, what's up? What else are they going to be going up there to talk about other than trying to make it known that, like, hey, I'm eligible, or hey, two of us are eligible, or three of us are eligible, or whatever. And the thing that was very fishy, if you notice Brad Allen, whenever he went to kind of walk away, Taylor Decker and Penei Sewell, they both were up there, and it seemed like Brad Allen kind of gave a head nod as to like he got like the gesture of what they were trying to do. And you saw as number 70, I believe, was Dan Skipper coming on the field. He was coming on late. That was kind of the plan, I think, is what Dan Campbell was implying later on in the press conference. Dan Skipper was supposed to come on late. He was supposed to be the kind of diversion to make the defense think, okay, he's the real one. He's going to be that one catching the football. And apparently the refs, they also thought it too, because Dan Skipper, a couple times in the game, they bring in, as you guys know, for teams that do heavy package run plays, they'll bring in about 6-7 offensive linemen, jumbo package, run the ball, but they have to report the guys as eligible because they're extra offensive linemen. So in the ref's mind, he had to have thought, hey, he's already been reporting and is eligible throughout this game. He's coming in again. He's probably just going to be the guys eligible, because he probably heard the other two guys, Skipper and Sewell, talking to him saying the word eligible, and he probably just looked up, saw Skipper coming on the field, and just thought, okay, he's the guy that's eligible. Yep, I got you guys. When in theory, Penei Sewell and Taylor Decker were trying to literally look at the referee and be like, no, me, Decker, I am eligible. I'm the one that needs to be recognized to where if I go catch the football, it counts. In the press conference afterwards, as you guys know, players get talked to by the media. Some of the players did not want to talk to media. Taylor Decker was one of the guys that he was willing to stand there and talk. And he said, and I quote, I did what I was told to do, quote. They asked Jared Goff about it, and he was basically said, quote, I do know that Decker reported and that Skipper did not, quote. Jared Goff in the huddle literally told Skipper and Decker, both of them, like, hey, make sure you're like both over there And even Sewell, like he got Decker and Sewell to go over there. He like pointed at Decker and was telling him, go over to the ref, go over to the ref, because he, like, as a quarterback, you need to make sure all your guys are, like, all your piggies are in line, get everybody in line, make sure everybody knows what their job is. And he was orchestrating it. He was telling them, okay, you guys over here. And whenever we got to the huddle, he was making sure, looking around, making sure the guys are in the right spots. My one question with this whole play is, according to the referees, they said this play could have been illegal man downfield, illegal touching, and it could have been an illegal formation because of the way how they were lined up, is what they said. I don't really understand that, because I can understand illegal touching if you got the numbers mixed up. Fix the numbers, that's taken away. Then the illegal man downfield, like I said, fix the numbers, you got that all figured out. Put the image up on screen so you guys can kind of see the formation there, what they were in. I don't understand exactly, is Skipper and Decker, like, where are they each supposed to be aligned for this play to count? Somebody who's played football before, or somebody that understands, like, the way the formation is supposed to be set up, let me know in the comments, because when I'm looking at this image, 68 is on the outside. He's the one that's catching the football. 70 is on the inside. I would think the offensive lineman, the one that's going to be actually offensive lineman wise, are supposed to be the ones inside. 68 is, I think, is in the correct spot, because if he's going to be a receiver, he needs to be on the outside so he can kind of leak out to be a receiver. In the ref's mindset, they're looking at this as there could be 3 fouls, like I said. If it's going to be legal formation, it would be because they said number 70 they thought was eligible, so him being on the inside was supposed to be, that's an ineligible or illegal type of formation, because if he's supposed to be the eligible receiver, he would need to be on the outside, which then makes that penalty, and then the illegal touching, and then the illegal ineligible man downfield. And all of that is what the referees are trying to say, like, oh man, this could have been a bunch of penalties at once. Yeah, well, you know how you take the penalty away? By the referee not trying to run away whenever you see people coming up to you trying to talk to you. The clock is stopped, we're not trying to hurry up or anything, nobody's in a rush right now, it's a 2-point conversion play. Why are you trying to run away to go tell the defensive lineman who's eligible when there could be multiple people eligible? I've been told that you can have 1, 2, 3 people eligible to be a receiver whenever it comes to offensive linemen sometimes. Now, is all 3 going to go out and catch the ball? No, but like, you need to make sure you get this right, referee. And this is the funny thing. This ref crew has not been perfect all season. They have made multiple mistakes. They have made this mistake here with the Dallas Cowboys and Detroit Lions game with the 2-point conversion play. They had a mistake earlier on with the Cleveland Browns and the Chicago Bears game. I don't really see it as a foul, but on the first Hail Mary, again in the first half, whenever Justin Fields threw the ball down the field, he got absolutely ransacked by Zadarius Smith, just shoved to the ground. It should have been roughing the passer call. I will admit, it should have been roughing the passer, because he leveled Justin Fields after he threw that ball. It could have put them down in the field goal range. They could have gotten 3 points, saved them the trouble at the end of the game where they wouldn't have had to go for the Hail Mary. They would have had the game tied. So that game was screwed by basically the referees in that moment. We had another call in this Cowboys game where there was a tripping call where they didn't call it, but it was actually Aiden Hutchinson who tripped Tony Pollard as he was running the ball. They didn't recognize it. They didn't call it, and it screwed the Cowboys there from possibly being able to run out the clock at the end of the game when they were up 20-13 or 17-13. They could have went and ran the clock out, but instead of them not being able to do that, it was because of that tripping call that they did not call. And there was another call earlier on the season where I think it was the Packers and the Chiefs game, they said, remember when Marcus Valdez-Scantling went down for the pass, and he was clearly pass interference all up on him, and the Packers guy got to jump up on him. I'm pretty sure the Packers guy knew it was going to be a penalty, and when he looked around and saw no flags, he was like, I'm chilling. Whereas the Chiefs are like, what the hell? And like I said, you want to know what all those games have in common? Brad Allen's crew was on that field. 2 more things I want to talk about. First up, how does this impact the playoffs? As we know, the playoffs are going to be starting here very soon. The Detroit Lions, they're going to be screwed by this. The Detroit Lions, they can't really go anywhere from 3-2 now. The San Francisco 49ers have clinched the division, or clinched the number 1 seat in the AFC. But now, think of it this way. The Detroit Lions, they win next week. They go to the wildcard round. Cowboys also get in the wildcard round. The Lions and the Cowboys both win their wildcard round games. You know who the Lions and the Cowboys would play in the division round? Each other. But now, with the Cowboys having that win over Detroit, Detroit would have to go to Dallas rather than Dallas going to Detroit, all because of a stupid call the ref made. It's just going to show you, refs have too much power in the NFL. And people say, no, the players are the ones who control the game, they play the game, they have the ability to go win the game. Not when you have Dickie God McGee over here throwing flags just for fun, when literally, like I said, before the game, Dan Campbell pulls up with a whiteboard, draws out the play, tells the ref, Brad Allen, exactly how the play is going to work. Before the play happens, offensive linemen come up to you and say, 68's eligible, 60, whatever he had to say, just say, like, I'm eligible, something. If they did that, and Dan Campbell told them to do that, and Jared Goff told the offensive lineman to go do that, and they did everything correct, Brad Allen fucked up. And the second thing, I've already kind of talked about earlier, Brad Allen and his crew are not going to be refereeing in the playoffs. People have talked for many months here in the past few months about how the referees need to have punishment, and this game is the tipping point of where things are going to start to change for the referees, of where they're just controlling the game, and it's going to make referees know, we got to get our shit together and we got to call these plays right. If there's a holding call, you better fucking call it. If there's a pass interference call, and it is pass interference, you better fucking call it. If it's a ticky-tack call and you miss it, it might be whatever. But if it's a clear, like I said, holding, roughing the passer, pass interference, ineligible man downfield that shouldn't have been called, if it's any of those calls, that fucking flag better either be out or in your pocket on the correct terms. And I'll say this once, I understand referees are human, they're not robots, they're gonna make mistakes. But in that moment, you gotta make the correct call. And I've been told, like I said in the past, that refs need to be fined, they need to have punishments like this. You can't really fine them like players and coaches, because coaches and players, they'll get fined upwards of like 10, 20, 50,000, $100,000 for speaking out against the NFL, whereas the NFL referees, they just get a slap on the wrist and, oops, gotta be better next time. But now we are seeing Brad Allen's crew being punished, like I said, by not being able to officiate in the playoffs. I'm pretty sure with referees, they get kind of like a bonus with going in to referee in the playoffs. They get a little bit of bonus pay. They're now going to be losing out on that pay and that bonuses of being able to be in the playoffs. They're going to be just told, sit your ass down, y'all fucked up enough this year, go sit over there and watch how real referees ref. I'm gonna leave it off with this. I'm not a Lions fan at all, but I feel bad for them. That fucking hurts. I'm a Browns fan, I've lost in terrible ways before. That one there stacks up to a lot of them. But other than that, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys did go on to enjoy today's video. As always with all these videos that I do post, if you wanted to enjoy, make sure you go and drop a like. Very much appreciate if you do so. If you wanted to watch the entirety of today's video, thank you very much. And maybe I missed a detail about the whole thing. If you're a Lions fan or a Cowboys fan, whatever fan, and you have an opinion on the whole thing, if you think the Lions got absolutely screwed, if people think the Lions, even after they went for the extra point or went for the 2-point conversion, they should have went for the extra point. I don't think that was anything to argue with. The Lions, they wanted to go for the win. You could say go for the extra point, but if they would have gotten the 2-point conversion, they would have even had to worry about going for extra points later on. So like I said, if you have a different opinion on the whole thing and you want to leave it down in the comment section down below, feel free to do so. I'll be more than welcome to talk about it with you guys, or even at this point argue with you about it. If you're brand new to the channel and you enjoy sports content and you want to go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so. And do not forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified the second I post. I forgot to say, if you stayed to the end of the video, Happy New Year's. Hope you guys had a great New Year's. Hopefully you have a great 2024. But other than that, hopefully you guys wanted to enjoy. Like I said, drop a like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.